Hey, what's up, guys? It's Crypto Clutch here. I just want to quickly update you guys. It's been a while since I've uploaded a video. I know I'm going to try and post this tomorrow, so like the day after the last video just came out. But as you can see, there's a little bit of change in here, but not really a whole lot, which is why, you know, like I haven't been recording a bunch of videos. Don't mind the screws on the floor. That I'm just being lazy. I don't feel like picking them up. But basically, what the main thing that's happened is I bought about 120 GPUs for about $15,000 from another miner who like most of them, like they were as is, so like a lot of these will say dead or D on them. I need to go through and test all of those to see if there's actually any that are good, but I have a feeling a lot of them aren't. Now the rest of the GPUs, I probably won't show a picture because I don't feel like editing it, but the rest of the GPUs are pretty much on that rack, or this rack. It's kind of mixed. There's also one case that has them. I think that top case over there has those GPUs. It had 8 1070 Ti's that all work. They just all need new fans. So I'm ordering some fans off of Alibaba to replace them. Because I mean, I basically, so if you do the math, I paid about $130 per GPU. So 1070 Ti, I think they're selling for like $350 to $400, and I paid $130. They all hash perfectly fine. They just have a couple bad fans. Well, pretty much every one of them have bad fans. So the replacement fans are about $8 for a pair, so $4 each. So for like basically $150, I got a 1070 Ti. So basically I got it for half off of what the market price is on them. So I did pretty good on those, but like obviously I paid $130 for each one of those cards. I have an offer to sell them on eBay for the same price that I bought them. I have them listed for a little higher, but you know, if you guys want to check them out, they are on eBay, but like they're dead. So like unless you know how to fix GPUs, I don't recommend buying them, because like you can see on this one, they get a little toasted. Now, not all of them like that, but like a lot of them are. And another thing I did is my Octominer case was acting up, so I took out the GPUs and then added a couple in here from like that lot, and I'm running this here. It's basically I'm just using the motherboards that come in my case, like those cases, and I'm just setting them out. Normally, like this setup over here is more of what I'm been doing recently with how I'm doing this. So I just do 8 Delta fans on the back, which looks like I got a couple rigs. Oh yeah, the bottom rigs I just built today, and I'm not really sure what's going on, but neither one of the motherboards will show a display, so I got to figure that out. Then this rig has been like, it'll turn on just fine and start mining, but then like after a few minutes it just stops working, so I got to figure out what's going on with that. But the rest of them are all going. But yeah, basically I just do 8 fans. They're just zip tied with this aluminum bar going across, and then I put 2 screws in like the fan grills because because that's what happens if it doesn't have a fan grill. I absolutely toasted a fan when my finger got caught on it. So after that, I decided to go ahead and buy all the fan grills. I mean, they're like $1 a piece, and it's not worth the pain that I felt on that. So yeah, and then I moved. So I had like a bunch of rigs just scattered everywhere on the floor. That's why the wires are all messed up. I need to go through and figure out what I'm going to do, but I'm kind of on like a temporary setup, but it was way worse, trust me. Because like I had rigs like all throughout here and just laying here on the floor. But now I'm trying to fill up this rack, and I want to fill up that rack here soon. And I'll probably make this a ASIC rack here soon. But the thing I wanted to really talk about today is what my plan is for the future. So Bitcoin just hit an all-time high last Friday. It's currently Sunday, or it was either Friday or Thursday, I don't remember. Or whatever day hit the all-time high. This is the same weekend of that happening. So I was trying basically what I've been doing is I've been trying to get a loan from a bank to get some money to purchase some Bitcoin miners, because I want to get into that. I was looking to buy about 180 to 200 miners, so a pretty big purchase for for me. That's about the same size purchase as that, but these miners are worth a whole lot more and they make a whole lot more. So the economics of it make a lot of sense right now, as far as like what they make for how much it costs. Only problem is the miners I'm looking at getting, they're not. So I guess I'll just say it. I'm trying to get S17 Pros. I know if some of you guys know, like, if you have some S17 Pros, like a bunch of them, DM me in Discord, and we'll talk about how bad they actually are. I know they have a really high failure rate, but they come with a warranty and like a 7-day DOA. So like if they're dead when they come in, like they'll get fixed for free. So like I'm not terribly worried about that. And I do have a couple different repair people who will work on them. I could probably start once I go full-time mining, which if I get those ASICs, that's the line. I'm gonna go full-time mining, because the amount of money that those were bringing in would be insane. You can go look on. Well, I guess I'll just talk about it. So like it'll be making about $4,000, $5,000 a day right now. Obviously, if Bitcoin goes up, the difficulty is also going to go up, and the price, the amount of money it can make could go down still, or it could go up. We don't really know what the hash rate's going to do. Obviously, they're trying to pump out as many ASICs as they can. So, I'm just trying to diversify. Obviously, that's not really diversifying because most of my money would be coming in from Bitcoin. But honestly, that's probably the safest coin to mine, because I believe in Bitcoin long term. Now, obviously, you can make a lot of money with altcoins, like those KD boxes that I think I talked about in the last video. I don't really remember, but this thing right here. So when we first got them in, they were making about $5 a piece. My dad has 2 of them. He's got one over there too, and I think he's got 2 more coming in, or 2 or 4 more coming in. I don't remember. But now those things are making about $12 a day. Actually, no, $15 a day each, because Kadena has gone up so much, which is, that's pretty crazy. But he did pay a lot for them, so the ROI time is still not amazing. It's better than it was at $5 a day, because he paid about $2,400 a piece. So yeah. But if you guys want me to like show you guys what I'm building this with, I mean it's pretty simple. So this right here is the motherboard. Sorry, I'm kind of going all over the place. But this is the motherboard. Basically, it's 8 slots. You just give it RAM and a SSD or a USB if you really want to do that. But I mean, SSDs are so cheap for this. It's like $5 a piece, so it's like the same cost as the USB, and they're way more stable. But yeah, you just power this, and then you can either use splitters like I did down there on the bottom, where you split the power to the board and the GPUs, or you can come out of this. But I have had a couple big miners say be careful about doing this, because the internals on the motherboard might not be able to handle what you're pushing through it, which is good advice. I haven't personally had issues with that yet, but it definitely has happened. For example, that 3090 rig, I'm pretty sure is using, actually no, I think I'm powering straight to the P. Yeah, never mind. But like all these rigs right here, well, not that one, but this one and this one are all being powered via the motherboard, and they work just fine, except for this one. But that's not because of that, I don't think. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've just been working on a lot of rigs, trying to get my hash rate up. So I finally hit 9 gigahash today, and I know I have way more hash rate than that, just sitting offline. Like even right now, this case right here is not mining. I think I put another 5700 in it that I have had issues with in the past, but it came from this box, but this box is giving me issues still, so I didn't know if it was still that card or if it was one of these cards, and I just thought it was that card. But no, it turns out it's still that card, because it won't stay online. So I need to take out that card, because this rig right here is there's 5 5700s in there, and then 2 6800s. So what? That's about 50 mega hash per card. 200? No, it's more than 250. It's like 300 something mega hash. And then this is Vegas. So these are about 45 mega hash each. Well, so there's 4 Vegas, and then 2 578 gigs. So 60, 80. I don't know. This is like a 300 mega hash rig. So like just between those two being offline, that's probably 9.6 gigahash that I have waiting to go online. And then like one of my clients came down here and brought another GPU rig, and then he tested some of these cards and was messing with the BIOSes, and with just a simple BIOS flash he got 2 of the cards to work that I couldn't get to mine. So it's very possible that a lot of these cards will be okay, and if that's the case, I have over a gigahash sitting here. I know it's a lot of cards, but these are all older cards, so they don't get as much hash rate as like the newer cards, so it takes a lot more cards to get a gigahash. But then there's also just cases there's a couple cases that are offline or have cards that are acting up or the motherboard's going bad. So I've just been kind of lacking on working on stuff. And even now, like even when I've been working on stuff, between buying this lot and then just trying to maintain everything that's been going on, it's been a lot. So that's why I'm really just debating on just going full time, because like if I can just get more of my miners online, like that's going to make me more money than if I was working. I know it's going to be boring sometimes, because I mean it's it's weird when you're not working because you don't have like any motivation to do anything necessarily, but I am still pretty motivated. Like whenever I feel like working on stuff, there's definitely going to be days where I feel like just sleeping in or not doing a whole lot, but I still think it'll be worth just quitting my job, because it really doesn't make sense for me to not be full-time mining while doing this. At least during the bull market. I might have to start working again during the bear market, but who knows. Hopefully I'll be able to scale up and not have to worry about bear markets. I just have to save and prepare for it. That's the goal. It's just a little hard right now with all the trying to expand, always trying to spend money, and it's hard to get yourself to save money. I do need to go through here and reset a lot of these miners, because a lot of them, they say they're working, but they're not actually working. I still have a bunch of power supplies to replace. I'm still waiting on them to come in. But I mean, most of my miners are working well. I have about a megasol offline. Well, no, it's about half a megasol that's offline. So I got to figure out what's going on there. Hopefully I can find out soon. And hopefully I can get my GPUs all back online, but it's just, it's been a lot. I've just kind of been ranting, but yeah. Another thing I did is, as you can see, I have fiber now going to my switches. Not all of them, like this one. That switch over there for that rack doesn't have fiber capability. It's just 1 gigabyte per second fiber, and it doesn't go all the way yet. So like you can follow the wires. Each one, like this one has 2 because it's feeding the next switch, and like this one has 2. I still have some of the old Ethernet cables just in case. I don't know if it hurts anything to have both of them connected. I could probably ask Panda, but there's no real reason to have that when I have fiber. The reason why I wanted fiber is because like I'm solo mining on my GPUs, and just in general it's better to have lower latency. It probably doesn't make that big of a difference, but for the cost to do fiber, it wasn't that big of a deal. At least this level of fiber. I mean, you definitely don't need, you don't even need 1 gigabyte per second. So like this is definitely overkill. But as you get more and more miners, the amount of data flowing through the cable could be overwhelmed if you're just using Cat 6 or Cat 5e, whatever. Basically the same thing. But my main feed coming in, which is that wire that goes up and over that way, is still Cat 6 for now. I believe Monday, like you can see right here, so it turns into fiber going that way. But I believe Monday my 100 meter or 300 feet cable is supposed to come in, where I can run it along there and get that everything to be fiber except for fiber coming in, which I called my internet company and asked them about fiber, and I was supposed to receive a call, but I never did. So I need to call them back tomorrow and see about getting fiber, because I want lower latency going out. Because basically the plan, once my black cables, which should be here sometime next week, hopefully, once they come in, the plan is to hook up the rest of the power on, well, the rest of the PDUs for this guy, and undo all this temporary mess, because this is all just temporary because I don't have the right cable, so I need the splitters to fully use these PDUs, because right now I can only use maybe 10 amps on each each slot, and I can use up to 15, so I can run a whole another GPU rig, or one of those GPU rigs, on that same slot, and it wouldn't hurt a thing. So I want to be able to max this guy out, and like those guys, but I can also run I still have all these breakers over here, so I could run a whole lot more off of this panel, because I have, so these 3 are used, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more breakers. Really and truly, if I had them all maxed out, like 4 more of them would be pushing it for this transformer, which is quite warm. That one's even warmer. I need to check the power, because I don't want to overload that thing for too long. But then I've also been talking to the power company about them upgrading the power on the pole, but it's just been a long process, and it's eventually going to happen. It's just a matter of when. But yeah, that's basically what I've been doing. I've been renting for a while now. I hope you guys enjoyed this little update and tour of everything that's been going on. If you have any ideas for what I should record, or what you would want to see, let me know. I do want to. I say this every time, but I am trying to still record more for you guys who want to see more crypto content. I saw in the last video you guys want to see the bigger scale mining, which obviously if I get those S17s, that's going to be, obviously I do a bunch of videos on all that, because I'll have to hook that transformer up, buy another transformer, buy 2 panels, and my big service over there will be completely maxed out, and I'll have to run everything that I can over in the shed. So I'll be completely maxed out if I do that, and I'll have to be building more stuff, because I'll have more miners than what I can run, and I hate being in that position, because basically what will happen is I'll be making all this money and wanting to spend it for tax purposes, because it is starting to get to where we have to worry about taxes. So I'll be wanting to spend it, but I can't because I don't have power. So I guess I could spend it on upgrading the power, but that's not fun. You want to spend it on getting more miners. But I guess I can quickly talk about, just for the people who are staying around, obviously I'll talk about this more if it actually happens, but kind of what my plan to do right now is to basically just to buy all those so I want to get an ant box and do a 2500 kVA transformer out there on the parking lot, and what that'll do is I'll have one whole ant box just full of S17s, because it can hold 180 miners like that, and it can run 180 miners at, as long as they're 3300 watts or less, it can run it just fine with the setup that it has in it already. Now I could make my own containers and build it out from scratch, but obviously that's going to take a lot of time. Granted, to buy the ant box, they still said it's about a month out, so I don't know, it might be cheaper and more economical just to build my own and to make it up to code, like that. But I mean, they are US spec'd, so I would imagine they're up to code, but I'm not really sure. I'd have to talk to the code agency, and I would have to get an engineer, which that's going to be another $2,000 probably, and I have to buy I might not have to buy a transformer, but we'll see. But yeah, so basically my plan would be that transformer would be able to run 4 ant boxes. So it'd have at least 1 ant box full of Bitcoin ASICs, maybe 2. It just depends on what the profits look like. If I'm making that kind of money, $4,000 to $5,000 a day, in 100 days I could buy a whole another one outright at the same price, or I could get pay more for the S19s and get a more reliable and a better efficiency one, or maybe they'll have S20s or S21s or whatever by that time. I'm not really sure. The S19s, they seem to be pretty good. Obviously, you don't want to stop the innovation. You want to keep going. You want the most hash rate for the least amount of watts as possible. But it just doesn't. S19s are so much more expensive. I'm not sure. You guys tell me down below if you have experience with S17s. with, is the price, like the triple the price, really worth the 20% efficiency gain? Like, do they actually just die for no reason, or is it mostly just die during shipping? I haven't really researched it too much, and I definitely will more before I, go out and get the loan. I still have to do a bunch of paperwork stuff before I can even apply for the loan. So, yeah, it's not like I'm going to get it anytime soon. Obviously I would love to get it right now, but, it is. I guess I could throw this out there. I'm not super hopeful, but, if any of you guys want to be like an investor into, my business and want to give me the money, or like, you're interested in investing into my company, we could probably work out something. I am willing to pay quite a bit due to how much they're making. So yeah, just DM me on Discord and we could talk about that if you want to be like an angel investor or whatever. I don't know how that would work, but if you do have money that's sitting around and you want to invest it into cryptocurrencies, this is an opportunity that you could get into, and you can make some pretty good money from helping me out. So that's because I have space and power. For the most part, I just don't have the capital right now. You might be saying, well, you have all these miners, how do you not have capital? Well, I keep buying more GPUs, and I keep buying, like I bought my Tesla, which you guys saw in the last video. I bought a house this year. I mean, I bought a lot of stuff, with the money, and I never stop expanding. I probably should keep more of it because I would have made a lot of money just holding the coins too. But it is what it is. Also, like I've had a lot of hash rate off for a long time, so I've been trying to work on that more. And also, like profits have went down a lot after EIP 1559. They still haven't been as bad as people were expecting, but they still definitely went down. Also, the main reason why I'm not making as much as I was before is Pirate Chain did a halvening about a month ago, and my profits have gotten wrecked after that, obviously, because the profits got cut in half, and it didn't really make up for it in price, at least not yet. Hopefully it will one day, because right now some of those ASICs are only making like 50 cents a day, if that. So it's pretty bad, but hopefully it'll get fixed. Well, it'll go up soon once another bull run hopefully happens. It's not financial advice, but that's kind of what I see happening, just based off of what Bitcoin's been doing. But yeah, with that, I've been rambling for a long time now. So that's Crypto Clutch, signing off.